Yo guys, welcome to back another week of this F1 video. Today we are in F1 for another career mode episode part 3 here, and we're heading down to the Azerbaijan Grand. And also we got some 3 upgrades,
Okay, we've had the
some
new
useful
parts come
upgrades, so
through the
that's really
fabrication
good for
process.
us and for the
We'll have them with
team.
us for the
And
next
the race
Grand
after
Prix.
this will be something that will be interesting. Obviously we didn't have a good race last time out in Imola. We had a crash sadly and we were out. Anyway, we had a horrible qualifying, so other than that, let's just try doing a good race this time around. Why should we do that? Here is how the game looks like in career mode, the hub and everything. And like always, I just skip into qualifying because I never do practice. I'm too lazy to do it. Real life, you don't even need to do practice on this or practice on the track. For me, I did do a practice session at on Baku and time trial. Like I did about like 78 laps literally today in the morning. It's like it took me like 3 hours to do 78 laps. So yeah, and also this video was recorded before the Spanish Grand Prix 2022 qualifying, before Leclerc did get for the qualifying. I'm just doing a voiceover the next day. And here is me just getting ready for qualifying in the game. And even in real life, I'm also getting ready with this voiceover. And other than that, setup, I think I'll do increase option because it's really easy and the handling is so good that with a circuit like this, I can increase option and either one to drive around with. So yeah, coming to the main straight turn, when usually get a good heads up or going very close to the barrier, and you don't want to rush the you don't get all of the curve on the outside, and now the white lines and everything, with the curve, as you said, I've lost a bit of time to the I'm going to get behind this happen. And also now I'm just going to butt for the lap just to finish the tap before we get into the race. And other than that, good for this corner, and I think we can look so far. Like I think top 4 at least, P4 should be a good time at least from us today. Like, we did get P2 in the first race ahead of the start of the bar and my favorite track in Formula 1. Usually it's so nice to navigate through that turning on this so much time. It's such a good circuit. Bahrain and Abu Dhabi are just brilliant circuits. I don't know, like Abu Dhabi is a good board, but so good for but other than that, you got found straight. They just finish off the straight. People at top speed. With such good acceleration out of the corner, it's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. With the second time, I don't know why I'm speaking Italian actually, but other than that, they'll just finish off this lap and just fight again in top 4. Not the Verstappen will get P1 now and he will be P3, so that will be the first week, but we'll get him out second. If I do not choose the increase of 3, I will be P5 or something. For example, the coach of the class, so I should be happy it shows the increase of speed. Set up.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Verstappen, Hamilton and a Red Bull. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Also now let's just head into
Right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
It's really important that the qualifying is something which matters. So some tracks like Imola, because overtaking is hard, and tracks like Baku, overtaking is not really that hard, but you still need to be in a good position to get some overtakes done. Because why not? Because it's kind of like Monaco. Monaco definitely needs qualifying. Without qualifying, will be exactly where you saw
Warm welcome to all of you watching at home to today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and a race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama. A 4th row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as a pole position would. And remember, in 2017 and 2018, both Lance Stroll and then Sergio Perez took surprise podiums here. With 20 turns and a length of 3.7 miles, Baku City Circuit in the heart of the Azerbaijan capital is a real test of a driver's endurance, patience and precision. 90-degree corners through Sector 1 lead into a tightening uphill sprint as we start to circle around the old city. Then a 1.4 mile chase flat out through Sector 3 towards the finish line. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of Turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are three main things to worry about there, Crofty: positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have a Red Bull, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo and Norris, Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Ocon, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, George Russell and Mick Schumacher, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Welcome to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We've got to go lights out and we're almost underway. It's lights out and away we go to the Baku Grand Prix, and we have had an okay start, and Hamilton was stopping a beautiful wheel coming down to turn 1, and Hamilton's lost the position and we get ahead of Lewis Hamilton on the start. Charles Leclerc is up to P4, Daniel Ricciardo is up to P5, Valtteri Bottas is up to P6, and Pierre Gasly in P7, finding Lando Norris for P8. And now we are trying to throw a match stopping. We are now behind the team at the Red Bull 1-2 on the start here in Baku. And also another thing why I'm using replay mode is because my recording did not save, so that's a bit sad. Anyway, let's just get into the race. Now we are ahead of Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton is under pressure by Charles Leclerc, and we've been nailing these corners perfectly now. Coming to these corners, but we've lost some time for here though. Like, our tires just not warmed up, obviously, because for a 5-lap race they don't let us do formation laps. And I don't know how the AI tires are always so good. Usually we're lucky to get a good start, you know. And coming to the castle section, how brilliant we were through there. We're really close to the barrier. Not just getting out of the apex and exit out of the corner. You have to go so close to the wall that you're brushing the walls and everything like that. Like, it's such a quick track, and one of the favorites as well. Like, breaking so late into turn 15. This is a corner which catches many drivers out. Like Stroll in real life is what they won. I think Antonio Giovinazzi also got caught out of Verstappen and Leclerc also that weekend. Just fine. And coming to the main straight, like, it's such a long straight, you can get up to above 300 kph, and in the F1 2016 game, 340 kph. So that's a really interesting one. And other than that, this is a brilliant track, and we're in P2. Like, I'm just waiting for tires to get warmed up, because usually for me, for 5-lap races, if I don't get lucky, I usually wait for like 3 laps to get my tires fully warmed up until the DRS. And after that, my tires are, if they're feeling good, I'm actually able to push harder. So right now, we're just keeping the gap and distance with Max Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton will also drop all the way down at, like, the order. He's out of the points. So down Ricciardo in P3 on the podium now. So Daniel Ricciardo is ahead of Charles Leclerc and ahead of Lando Norris, and Carlos Sainz in P6. Yuki Tsunoda in P7, and Sebastian and Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon and Antonio Giovinazzi are right there. And this is like been a chaotic start for us. We made up a position in Lewis Hamilton, and I think we might have just made contact with Verstappen, and Hamilton made contact on the side. Hamilton might have just had some front wing damage, so we probably forced him into the pits. And as you can see, the other few drivers here on board with them, and you can see Hamilton there and Valtteri as well. Both Mercedes are down the order completely, so it's not a good race weekend so far for Mercedes. The qualifying was good, but so far the race is not good, and it's too late for them to even make a position that for 5-lap race. You need to be right there for the order for the DRS protection. And now we are almost on lap 2, and actually now I feel at this point I feel my tires are actually feeling way better, so I'm able to push. I'm going to start pushing from start of lap 3 down to turn 1. I'm going to start pushing now, but I think my tires are fully warmed up and I'm able to push harder. I can brake more later when the tires are warmed up, more cornering, and you're just a better, it's just better, more control. And now look at turn one. My tires are perfect. I'm now gaining on Max Verstappen actually right now. On a leaderboard that I was playing, it was saying I was gaining in this one. So that means I was gaining on Max Verstappen. I don't know why in the replay it's saying Carlos 2 laps behind me. Now he's like 6 seconds behind me. That's it. And you can see we're gaining on Verstappen through this corner, brilliant through this corner. You can see from the rear wing angle like how quick these corners are and how close you are to these barriers. Like it's like the rear view camera shows you the center speed. Like it's so good driving through these corners. And we almost brushed that wall there with the rear left tire. Like it was just, it's such a amazing track and hard track to master. And now almost heading towards the castle section, the most hardest part of the track. And you can see how tight this corner is. You just have to like, try nailing it. Otherwise, you'll just shot the character. You know, Robert Kubica said right there. He just crashed into the castle section, which I don't think you want. Even Perez did crash in 2017 as well, one of the sessions. And other than that, look how close we are to Max Verstappen. We've been gaining, and we're gaining on Max Verstappen. We're right behind him now. Like, we're waiting the 1 second. We could get DRS now. Coming to the straight, we have the slipstream. I'm using the increased top speed setup for the race right now. And you can see we're very low in DRS with the red lights flashing in the back. And we will have DRS though. Within the 1 second. I think we will have DRS right now. Yes, we do. We have DRS and we're gaining the Max Verstappen. We're gaining, so we could get past Verstappen actually through the next straight after this. And look how close we are to Verstappen. We are pressurizing Max Verstappen right now. So this is not good for Verstappen, but this is good for us. Like I don't want to lose this Red Bull 1-2 because we could still get a Red Bull 1-2 because every race so far, one Red Bull has been out of the points. Like Bahrain, Verstappen was out of the points, but other than that, I'm going to go down the inside of Max Verstappen through this corner, and we make contact and Verstappen hits the barrier, and he's lost his front wing. Max Verstappen has crashed and he's lost his front wing. So again, that means Verstappen will make a pit stop, and he will be out of the points. So just like in Bahrain, when he made contact with me, he had to pit stop, and he dropped all the way to the bottom of the grid, and then like if you see Verstappen every race, at least once so far, like there's only been one Red Bull finishing in a point. So like example in Bahrain, Verstappen finished out of points, I won the race. And in Imola, this last race, I crashed, Verstappen won the race. And then this time, Verstappen will make a pit stop because of losing his front wing, and I will win the race if I can keep good position. So it's like every time, like one of us is winning. Like is it gonna be next race Verstappen wins? Because is it taking a pattern? Like we feel like Verstappen got the winner for proved wrong. So other than that, we cross the few corners. And it's just so chaotic so far. Like, what is happening? That means Charles Leclerc will come on the podium alongside Daniel Ricciardo unless Norwegian Sainz can deny that. Hopefully, I don't know. And Alonso and Tsunoda basically won't get the podium, just gain one place position because of Verstappen's pit stop. As you can see, Verstappen has pitted Ricciardo. So actually, Verstappen just lost position in the final corner. And he's gonna definitely lose out here a lot, and that's gonna be him losing the points as well. That means if I win now, I will win. I will also lead the championship and get Red Bull in the lead of the constructors as well. Because both Mercedes are out of the points. Verstappen is out of the points. You can see Hamilton in P14. Verstappen is just pitted, and and both Aston Martins are in P9 and P8 respectively. And Ocon P11. If he comes P10, one more position on Antonio, he will be able to get the points at least. These points would be really good. If not the podium or anything, or P6, at least 1 point makes a difference from the one as I've seen. Look how quick we are to the castle section from the rear view. Like it's just amazing. And other than that, this would be a really interesting race. We have the fastest lap as well. Right now, we have the fastest lap of the race as well. So that means we will get the fastest lap, giving us an extra point like in Bahrain. And every time we win, we get a fastest lap. And we will get the fastest lap this time as well. And just try to win this race. So for no Grand Slams yet, but we've had an absolute stunning season so far. We took a win in Bahrain, and we had a DNF in Imola. But it's going to be redemption here today in Baku. We're going to come home So we were going on the final straight and win in Baku, and that's it. And we won in Bahrain and we win in Baku in Azerbaijan. What a race from us. GG gets in there. And what an amazing race that was. We just absolutely blew that flat out. That was a brilliant race result. And wow, what a good race that was. For P3 to P1, we gained one position on lap 1 on Lewis Hamilton, and on lap 3 or 4 actually, we got the Arsenal to Verstappen, and Verstappen was out of points after contact because we had in the first race where we got Verstappen around, and that was kind of Verstappen's fault to be honest. We went for a gap we shouldn't have gone for. Now, this time today, I went for a gap I shouldn't have gone for, and ended Verstappen's race basically, and I got the win. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the weekly Set Fun video. If you really would like to subscribe and comment. Thanks for watching the weekly Set Fun video, and I'll see you in the next weekly Set Fun video. Thanks for watching the weekly Set Fun video.